Hello everyone, today I'm excited to introduce my medical project. We focus on the development of a COVID-19 vaccine. But before we dive in, let me introduce you to my amazing team who has worked hard on this project. Let's get started. To give you a clearer picture of this journey, our presentation will be divided into several key parts. First, we will start with an overview of the pandemic and why developing vaccine became an urgent global priority. Next, we will explore what is vaccine, how they work, and why they are crucial in protecting our body against infectious diseases. Then we will take a close look at the vaccine development process from initial research to rigorous clinical trials. Of course, we can't talk about vaccine development without mentioning critical factors like budgets, regulatory approvals, and safety monitoring. By the end of this presentation, I hope you will have a better understanding of the stage involved in creating a vaccine, the immense efforts of scientists, and the vital role vaccines play in controlling pandemics. As we know, the global pandemic has posed a huge challenge when the infection rate worldwide is much higher than expected. India is the second most affected country with more than 1.2 million cases. This virus spread rapidly, and much of the world population is susceptible to infection. So scientists and medical researchers around the world have worked tirelessly to develop safe and effective vaccines. First of all, let's start with the basic definition of a vaccine. A vaccine is a biological preparation that stimulates the immune system to produce antibodies, providing immunity against one or more diseases. Essentially, a vaccine contains an agent that resembles a disease-causing microorganism. It is often made from weakened or inactivated form of the microbe, a toxin, or specific surface proteins. Now that we understand what is vaccine, let's talk about how they work against COVID-19. As the pandemic unfolded, scientists and researchers around the world raced to develop a vaccine. The main target was the spike protein, a key component of COVID-19 virus. The spike protein interacts with ACE2 proteins on human cells, facilitating infection of the cells, encouraging the virus to replicate and cause diseases. So, how do COVID-19 vaccine work? Some vaccines aim to safely deliver the spike protein into the body. This exposure triggers the immune system to recognize the protein as an antigen or foreign substance, resulting into immune response, activating specialized white blood cells to kill infected cells, producing antibodies that block the virus from infecting human cells in the future. So when we encounter the real virus, our immune system is ready to fight it, reducing our risk of getting serious ill. Developing a vaccine is no easy task. It's a long and complex process that can take years to ensure safety and effectiveness. Generally, a vaccine must go through multiple phases of testing before it is approved for public use. This process ensure that it is both safe and effective. The first step in vaccine development is identifying the virus or antigen which capable to increase body resistance power. Once a potential vaccine is identified, it undergoes preclinical testing. At this stage, the probable vaccine is tested in laboratory animals which help to understand its viability, effectiveness, iterative testing, pharmacokinetic information, and drug safety data. It includes testing in model organisms, humans, immortalized cell line, and other human tissue may also be used. Up next, we will explore the clinical trial phase and the final step required before a vaccine is approved. Let's continue.
Firstly, in phase 1 clinical trial, the vaccine is tested on 20 to 100 healthy adults for safety to see how it works. Testing of vaccine on healthy volunteers for safety is involved testing multiple doses. Researchers look for expected reaction to the vaccine, which could include anticipated adverse events like headaches, muscle pain, restlessness, and swelling at the injection site, or low-grade fever, as well as serious adverse events, which are expected to be rare over the entire duration of the study. If possible, at this early stage, scientists also try to learn how effective the vaccine may be. If slow serious side effects are found in phase 1, like secondly is phase 2 clinical trial. The vaccine is tested on 100 to 300 healthy adults. Testing of vaccine on patients should assess efficacy and side effects. As if the vaccine is not supposed to have any therapeutic effects. The vaccine is assessed for safety, resistant powers, delivery, technical, suitable dose, and design. Phase 3 Clinical trials. How effective is the vaccine? Before volunteers are vaccinated, they will be tested to make sure they currently do not have the SARS-CoV-2 virus. Half of the groups will be assigned to receive the vaccine. The other half will receive a placebo. Then they will be all followed closely for up to a year to see if they do develop COVID-19 related symptoms such as fever, headaches, shortness of breath, dry coughs, or gastrointestinal distress. Phase 4 clinical trials. The regulatory authority assesses clinical trial data of the vaccine to understand whether it is safe and effective against the disease in the population and if it can be used for different strains of the coronavirus, which might start mutating at time passes. Like in regulatory review and approval. After a successful phase 3 trial, the vaccine developer will submit a biologic license application to the FDA. Then the FDA will inspect the factory where the vaccine will be made and approve the labeling of the vaccine. After licenses, the FDA will continue to monitor the products of the vaccine, including inspecting facility and reviewing the manufacturer's test applause of vaccine for potency, safety, and purity. The FDA has right to conduct its own testing of manufactured vaccine, manufacturing and quality control status. This test lists well-oiled infrastructure of the vaccine producing company and financial resources to begin the process of manufacturing of the vaccine on large scales. Factors of vaccine development. Number one, safety. Measure the vaccine is safe to give the people. Number two, efficacy. Measure how well the vaccine protects you from getting sick. Number three, dosage, including single or multiple. Number four, duration of immunity. Long-term protection is always desirable. Number five, storage. Normally, vaccine can be stored at 4 degrees Celsius, but RNA vaccine require 80 degrees Celsius.
Vaccine development in a pandemic situation. 2020, academic research began initially. Skip certain research steps to accelerate development. Preclinical phase E conduct simultaneously with clinical trials. 2021, complete phase to save time. Build factory ready for production as soon as the vaccine is approved. Produce quickly to meet brand demand. Approval is granted quickly to deploy the vaccine. The vaccine is produced and distributed quickly. State of vaccine development for COVID-19 vaccine candidate. The diagram shows the development status of more than 1,065 coronavirus vaccines, divided into testing and approval phase. Phase 1, 19 vaccines are being tested for safety and doses in a small group of volunteers. Phase 2, 13 vaccine has entered developed trials to assess safety in a large group. Phase 3, 4 vaccines are undergoing large-scale trials, testing their effectiveness on thousands of people. Approval. One vaccine has been approved for limited use, meaning it may be deployed in emergency basis or for priority groups. It highlights the COVID-19 vaccine development process with many candidates but only a few reaching the final stage. It highlights the importance of clinical trials in ensuring safety and effectiveness before clinical approval. Vaccine effectiveness. Pfizer vaccine showed 64% effectiveness in long-term care residents and 19% in healthcare workers. A nationwide campaign in Israel found it to be 95% effective against SARS-CoV-2 after the second dose. Moderna vaccine has been shown to the over 89% efficacy, while Sputnik V indicate 97% effectiveness in nearly 4 million people in Russia. COVID-19 development budget. Vaccine development is lengthy and costly. CEPI estimates that bringing one COVID-19 vaccine from basic science research through to the clinical trials and then to market approval will take 12 to 18 months and cost $2 billion. And market approval manufacturing enough doses For the billion of people who will require them will take many more months or potentially even years. This has prompted governments and private investors such as the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to preemptively invest in manufacturing capacity for some of promising vaccine candidates. Governments has poured billions of public dollars into COVID-19 vaccine research and development thus far. CEPI has already received $1.4 billion from states around the world and individual countries, such as the US with its $10 billion Operation Warp Speed, are contributing to pharmaceutical companies' research and development endeavor. How are drugs controlled when they are introduced to the market? Even after the vaccine is approved and launched, regulatory agencies stay involved, continuing to monitor production, inspecting manufacturing facility, and testing vaccine for potency, safety, and purity. Some people do not experience side effects, while many report common reactions such as pain and swelling at the injection site, headaches, chills, and or fever. These reactions are normal and indicate that the body is building protection. These are reference materials of my team. Thank you everyone for listening.